The Trench Poets. Siegfried Sassoon. Glory of Women. You love us when we're heroes, home on leave, or wounded in a mentionable place. You worship decorations, you believe that chivalry redeems the war's disgrace. You make us shells, you listen with delight, by tales of dirt and danger fondly thrilled. You crown our distant ardors while we fight, and mourn our laureled memories when we're killed. You can't believe that British troops retire, when hell's last horror breaks them and they run, trampling the terrible corpses, blind with blood. O German mother, dreaming by the fire, while you are knitting socks to send your son, his face is trodden deeper in the mud. Suicide in the Trenches. I knew a simple soldier boy who grinned at life in empty joy, slept soundly through the lonesome dark, and whistled early with the lark. In winter trenches cowed and glum, with crumps and lice and lack of rum, he put a bullet through his brain. No one spoke of him again. You smug-faced cowards with kindling eye, who cheer when soldier lads march by, sneak home and pray you'll never know the hell where youth and laughter go. The Hero. Jack fell as he'd have wished, the mother said, and folded up the letter that she'd read. The Colonel writes so nicely. Something broke in the tired voice that quavered to a choke. She half looked up. We mothers are so proud of our dead soldiers. Then her face was bowed. Quietly the brother officer went out. He told the poor old dear some gallant lies, that she would nourish all her days no doubt. For while he coughed and mumbled, her weak eyes had shone with gentle triumph, brimmed with joy, because he'd been so brave, her glorious boy. He thought how Jack, cold-footed, useless swine, had panicked down the trench that night the mine went up at Wicked Corner, and how he'd tried to get sent home, and how at last he died, blown to small bits, and no one seemed to care, except that lonely woman with white hair. Wilfred Owen. Anthem for Doomed Youth. What passing bells for these who die as cattle? Only the monstrous anger of the guns, only the stuttering rifle's rapid rattle, can patter out their hasty orisons. No mockeries now for them, no prayers nor bells, nor any voice of mourning save the choirs, the shrill demented choirs of wailing shells, and bugles calling for them from sad shires. What candles may be held to speed them all? Not in the hands of boys, but in their eyes shall shine the holy glimmers of goodbyes. The pallor of girls' brows shall be their pall, their flowers the tenderness of patient minds, and each slow dusk a drawing down of blinds. Dulce et decorum est. Bent double like beggars under sacks, knock-kneed, coughing like hags, we cursed through the sludge, till on the haunting flares we turned our backs, and towards our distant rest began to trudge. Men marched asleep, many had lost their boots, but limped on bloodshod. All went lame, all blind, drunk with fatigue, deaf even to the hoots of gas shells dropping softly behind. Gas! Gas! Quick, boys! An ecstasy of fumbling, fitting the clumsy helmets just in time, but someone was still yelling out and stumbling, and floundering like a man on fire or lime, dim through the misty panes and thick green light, as under a green sea I saw him drowning. In all my dreams before my helpless sight, he plunges at me, guttering, choking, drowning. If in some smothering dreams you too could pace behind the wagon that we flung him in, and watch the white eyes writhing in his face, his hanging face, like the devils sick of sin. If you could hear at every jolt the blood come gargling from the froth-corrupted lungs, obscene as cancer, bitter as cud, of vile incurable sores on innocent tongues, my friend, you would not tell with such high zest to children ardent for some desperate glory the old lie, dulce et decorum est pro patria mori. Futility. Move him into the sun. Gently, its touch awoke him once. At home, whispering of fields unsown, always it woke him, even in France, until this morning and this snow. If anything might rouse him now, the kind old sun will know. Think how it wakes the seeds, woke once the clays of a cold star. Our limbs so dear achieved, our sides full-nerved, still warm, too hard to stir. Was it for this clay grew tall? Oh, what made fatuous sunbeams toil to break earth's sleep at all? Isaac Rosenberg. August 1914. What in our lives is burnt in the fire of this, the heart's dear granary? How much we shall miss. 3 lives hath 1 life, iron, honey, gold. The gold, the honey, gone, the left is hard and cold. Iron are our lives, molten right through our youth, a burnt space through ripe fields, a fair mouth's broken tooth. Break of day in the trenches. The darkness crumbles away. It is the same old druid time as ever. Only a live thing leaps my hand, a queer sardonic rat, as I pull the parpet's poppy to stick behind my ear. Droll rat, they would shoot you if they knew your cosmopolitan sympathies. Now you have touched this English hand, you will do the same to a German. Soon, no doubt, if it be your pleasure, to cross the sleeping green between. It seems you inwardly grin as you pass. Strong eyes, fine limbs, haughty athletes, less chanced than you for life, bonds to the whims of murder, sprawled in the bowels of the earth, the torn fields of France. What do you see in our eyes? At the shrieking iron and flame hurled through still heavens? What quaver, what heart aghast? Poppies whose roots are in men's veins. Drop, and you are ever dropping, but mine in my ear is safe, just a little white with dust. In the trenches, I snatched 2 poppies from the parpet's ledge, 2 bright red poppies that winked on the ledge. Behind my ear, I stuck one through, 1 blood-red poppy I gave to you. The sandbags narrowed and screwed out our jest and tore the poppy you had on your breast. Down, a shell, oh Christ, I am choked, safe, dust blind. I see trench floor poppies, strewn, smashed you lie.